Hey Ghosties, this is Meg Ghosty, and I want to talk about a subject that's kind of controversial. So it's about body type request. So many people want Nikki to be kind of overweight because it makes other people that's in that condition to be accepted. The thing is, Nikki's not even in my body type, and therefore I don't even look at her body to be like, oh, I wish I had it. She's kind of a bit skinnier than me. I'm not literally overweight. I'm kind of average with no flaps under my arms. But it sucks that, you know, you look after your body. Skinny to average people. You look after your body and then you feel threatened because somebody else that hasn't got the body and doesn't want to work for it isn't putting yourself down or you down. And people that is literally ignorant to people that looks after their bodies, I think you should understand that some of them do have self-confidence. Like, some do have self-confidence, some don't. I have lowest self-esteem to the point I don't like my looks. I don't like myself. I don't like my personality. I hate myself completely. No matter my body type, I think my body is the only thing that makes me happy because I do get compliments about it, but my face isn't a place for a compliment, and I deal with it every single day and I cry about it when I look in the mirror. And I did cause that to happen to me. The thing is, what's wrong with my face is that it's badly scarred with acne. I have red all over my right side of the face, and my left side of the face is not so red, but it's kind of pinkish. So therefore I'm dealing with so much different red face conditions, well, caused by acne and me scratching it off, which is not a good thing. I know, it's now becoming a habit, which I don't want to cry. It is a habit for me to do, and it's not really good for my confidence. And therefore, if an obese or an overweight person that says you should add more meat to your bones, or you every time I look at you I cry, and it's like, you're destroying me, you're destroying what I have, what makes me happy. I have extreme depression, and to have someone that would say you offend me because of my body is like, oh, okay. I would possibly go home crying because I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. And then having to see that my body offends somebody else is just like, how? My mum lives with, well, I live with my mum and she doesn't look at me as a threat. Of course, I'm her own daughter and she knows my condition and I know her condition, and she can't really lose a pound because, I don't know, she just, no matter how hard she tries, it's just permanently stuck with her. She doesn't look overweight. She looks like a slimmed version of it. I'm not too sure how to put it, but she doesn't look really badly out of weight. But she doesn't agree with me on that point. Every time I try to say it to her, she just doesn't agree with me, and it's like, oh, okay. But she does have a gorgeous smile. She has perfect skin, she has beautiful eyes, which me and my mum has the same eyes. But I do love my eyes, I love her eyes, because it's the only thing I have with my mum's, and the rest of me, well, she always says I look like her. Every time I look in the mirror though, it's like, no, I look like a monster. So that's how I see myself. Some certain body types, anorexia and obesity. Anorexia is a disorder. It's an eating disorder to the point you would starve yourself to death for your own satisfaction of yourself, even though they still say they don't look or be happy with themselves. And it's like, yes, it's now to the point that you should see a doctor, and some of them disagree on seeing a doctor, and therefore, why am I mentioning this? Is because anorexic bodies to obesity bodies are a body type. I could talk about so much about this. So obesity is to the point that you're depressed and you find food as a happy place. Basically, you eat yourself to death for your own satisfaction. You could get a heart attack at any age, depending on how bad you eat every day, and lung cancer or lung disease, to the point you will still die slowly, a slow, painful death. Now, I hate seeing people that's kind of obese, but you put yourself in that condition, and I don't know why, but no, you do see yourself as bad because you do go on TV shows, which my mum kind of watches sometimes. You do go on TV shows and you want sympathy from others. It's every single time a program comes on about it, and a person with extreme weight talks about how they were so depressed and the only thing they go to is food, and that's the only thing that makes them happy. And when they see themselves in the mirror or see their body, they talk about how it disgusts them or something like that. And it's like, well, you do have self control of how much you eat a day. Therefore, I just don't. I find it very. I'm sorry, but I find it very hard to feel sorry for. I'm not mocking them, I'm just finding it like, okay, so you put yourself in that condition, you know how bad food is when you eat fast food every single day, every single hour, and then you want sympathy from others because of your how you put yourself. I'm sorry, I don't agree with obesity and fat acceptance because it's extremely unhealthy, and I don't support anorexia too, but that is no control. It depends on how eating disorder goes for them, and to be honest, it's sad to see. But some anorexic people does it for attention, and to the point they're going to starve themselves to death. I don't know what else to say. Also, okay, I don't know if lanky is a bad word for describing someone that's kind of like skinny because they have fad, fad, a fast, what's it called? Fast immune? Oh no, I'm not too sure, but they do eat kind of a lot, but their digestive system is fast to destroy the food that goes inside them. So if they want to go fat or not, they don't have any control because their digestive system is really fast to destroy the food that goes inside them, and therefore the energy will go to their muscles. Therefore, they can't really go overweight, which I find it really funny because I actually am friends with lanky people and they do want to have some weight going on with their bodies because they aren't to the point extremely skinny, but they are kind of average lanky. Um, and it's entertaining to talk to someone like that because it's like, wow, you don't look like you're dying and you don't look like you're gaining, but it's like, what the hell is going on with you? Um, I don't know. I find them really, I don't know, to me inspirational. Because they deal with it. They know they don't have any control and things like that. Okay, let's talk about skinny people and average people's body types and mentality. So, as you know, overweight people or obese people look at average or skinny people as a threat to them. That is like they are using us as an excuse to make them feel self-hate. And I'm like, that is not entirely true. It's just how you see people that has a body you wish you had. I have things that's in my mind that is a mental breakup, like to the point of being depressed and very, very low self esteem, as I mentioned before. But you don't understand how low my self esteem is, and I really don't want to explain it because I really don't know myself. But I do know myself that I have put myself in positions where I want to end it. I put myself in situations where I don't socialize. I put myself in so much situations because I just don't want to be around human beings. I can't do eye contact because every time I talk to a person that is face to face, I end up thinking they're looking at how hideous my skin has become. And it hurts, it badly does. And to go out in society where I have to go and pick up my little sisters from school and I have to be around parents, they do look at me and I feel like crying every flipping time. Is it because they're looking at my body that I cover up with raggy clothes, like to the point I wear a hoodie every day and just be covered up with baggy clothing because I don't want my body to be showing. I don't want to have tight clothing because I'm so ashamed of myself. You don't understand the mentality of some people. I was friends with someone that had body dysmorphia, where they see themselves as completely ugly, and it's a disorder. No matter, she was beautiful, she is beautiful. Her body is perfect, her skin is just healthy and beautiful, and she doesn't see what I see. She sees herself going green, she looks like she dies, you know. To me, she describes as seeing her own skin wrinkled. You know, I don't see any wrinkles on her face and she sees wrinkles because that's her body dysmorphia disorder that she sees in her mind. And it's like, wow, you know, I really don't know what to say because it's not really my place to say anything. You know, you are beautiful. So that's one thing that you don't understand about mentality on some people that has perfect bodies that you want. When you say that people that has a body like mine and you say that we are a threat to you, it's like how? You're just completely blind as to see our mentality and how we see ourselves. We do have a perfect body, but to ourselves, we are ugly. We are disgusting because our mentality isn't right. And we do have disorders at some points. So many people with different body types do have a mental issue about how the way they see themselves. Many people with body types, mostly skinnies, do commit suicide, and it's upsetting to see because they do get bullied and they do see themselves as disgusting humans, and it's like it's really hard to bear and to deal with that, you know, that life. For you to destroy Nikki's body for your own satisfaction is not okay. She isn't my body type either. And if she has perfect skin, you don't see me every day be like, oh, I wish she had acne as bad as mine to accept myself. You know, if body types was on this game, you would request more and more and more to the point you want cancer on this game. I'm not mocking. I'm not saying this as, you know, exaggeration. I'm saying what if it happens? If you're gonna have body types in this game, then you want to have diseases that other people have, you know, that you possibly would have, cancer that you would have. It's like if you have breast cancer and you see her having two breasts and you'd be like, oh, she's not making me feel confident about myself. How about having this body type of no boobs? You're completely destroying the character's meaning. You're destroying the game's meaning. You're playing a character called Nikki. The model of this game that you're playing is Nikki. You're not playing yourself. I don't think body types should be accepted into this game because it can cause so much issues and it would take the game's atmosphere from Nikki to yourself. Therefore, it shouldn't be called Love Nikki, it should be called Love You. Love You dress up game. And I'm not even joking, and this is not a laughing matter. So many body types has a mental issue. It's not just you. It's not just people that's overweight and be like every skinny person has a perfect mental health, has perfect self-esteem. Take me as an example of being super depressed, can't look at myself in the mirror, and I wish I had high self-esteem, but I have to the point of no self-esteem at all. Please understand that body types isn't a problem to this game. Don't request it to this game. It's not going to help anyone at this point, and it's going to destroy the game's meaning. Have a nice life.